Hi, hello! It is time for another part of my video series where I'm baking something inspired by the Greek gods and goddesses. It's July, the peak of summer, and this time I made something for the god of the sun, or light in general, Apollo. Apollo is a very prominent and well-loved god in Greek mythology. He is said to be the god of light, archery, music and dance, or the arts in general, prophecies, healing, but also diseases, poetry, and, to be honest, even more beyond all that. He is another son of Zeus and also the twin brother of the goddess of the moon and hunt, Artemis, and he is portrayed as the most beautiful among the male gods. I always imagined him being like the kind of Nate of Olympus, you know, like Gossip Girl Nate, the golden boy. I don't know, I just think it just fits. As the god of music and archery, his most iconic symbols include the lyre, a golden bow and arrows, as well as bright and golden colors and aesthetics in general. Some sources also point to him being the one that drives the sun across the sky with a golden chariot, but I'd connect that task more with the actual personification of the sun, Helios, but yeah. Like many other gods, Apollo had a lot of lovers, both mortal and divine, but it is also believed that Apollo was the male god who had the most male lovers too, so that's that. I'm just saying, we love a queer icon, okay? And yeah, so that, my friends, is Apollo. Let's get to my concept sketch. So, I'm not too sure why, but I just really wanted to make cupcakes for Apollo. I know, maybe a big and impressive cake would have been more fitting, but I just love cupcakes, and I think they are so cute and pretty, and it just made perfect sense to me to make them for Apollo. I also had a very specific aesthetic and look in general in mind, so yeah, I just went with that. So speaking of this aesthetic, I obviously wanted to include warm, yellowish, golden colors, so I went for peanut butter cream cheese frosted peach cupcakes with a golden caramel drizzle and, of course, lots of gold glitter this time. Not like I haven't used gold glitter before, but like now we really want to use gold glitter, you know? To symbolize the sun, I wanted to make some chocolate covered breadsticks, you know, like the Japanese pocky or the Korean pepero sticks, and arranged them onto the cupcakes to look like sun rays. And yeah, basically I just wanted to make beautifully looking golden little sun cupcakes for Apollo, and now let's get to the recipe part. Have fun watching! So this time we're gonna start by making the peanut butter cream cheese frosting. For that, you want to combine natural peanut butter, vegan cream cheese, a generous pinch of salt, vanilla, maple syrup, and some melted coconut oil. Then mix that up until evenly combined. You can also add a little bit of plant milk to get the consistency right. Also, it may look like the liquid ingredients are not mixing perfectly with the fatty ones, but just keep mixing and then you should be able to get to a somewhat smooth mix like this. And once you get the consistency right, you just want to transfer that to the fridge and let it set for about 2 hours. Next up are the pepero chocolate sticks. I went for salted pretzel sticks here, but you can also use regular grissini breadsticks. Then choose the chocolate and toppings of your choice. I used peanuts, sesame seeds, and puffed quinoa here. And then start by coating each breadstick with your melted chocolate and just sprinkle with the toppings. Once done, I placed them on some parchment paper, let them set in the fridge as well, and of course, there's no wasting chocolate on this channel, so I added the remaining toppings plus some extra syrup to it and made some chocolate crunchies. back to the frosting. Once it's set and somewhat solid, you want to whip it up once again to incorporate some air into it and achieve the typical buttercream kind of fluffiness. You'll see that it also becomes lighter in color, which is another sign that it's becoming more fluffy. Once it looks somewhat like this, you can just place it back into the fridge until you're ready to frost your cupcakes. So, speaking of cupcakes, for the peach cupcakes you'll obviously need some peaches. I had white flesh ones and yellow ones, but ended up using mostly the yellow ones because I wanted to get those gold yellowish sun aesthetics. For the cupcake batter, you'll want to combine 200 grams of flour, salt, vanilla, cinnamon, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 50 grams of coconut or regular sugar in a bowl. Then add 100 grams of orange or maybe even peach juice, 80 grams of sparkling water or plant milk, and 1 tablespoon of vegan yogurt or applesauce. Mix that well and then add your chopped peaches. And transfer the batter to a muffin tray lined with either parchment paper or these cute little silicone muffin molds. And then bake them. After baking them, they should look somewhat like this. Just let them cool for a few minutes, remove them from the silicone molds or parchment paper, and then let them cool down completely. I just couldn't help but try one right away, and they were super fluffy and juicy, so that's a win. Also, our peppero sticks should be all set by now, so we're almost ready for decorating. For that, we will need our trusted easy vegan caramel sauce though, so that's what's happening right here. You just want to combine your nut butter of choice. I of course used peanut butter here, together with any thick and gooey syrup, like coconut blossom syrup for example, or maybe even molasses, salt, vanilla, and then mix everything up until combined. If you want a more runny consistency for drizzling, just add some plant milk to thin the caramel out and you're done. The easiest vegan caramel sauce. I then took the frosting out of the fridge, whipped it up one last time, and if your cupcakes are 100% cooled down by now, you're ready for decorating. So you can pipe the frosting onto the cupcakes traditionally like that, or if you don't have a piping bag, just add it generously on top like so. I decorated 7 cupcakes and had a little bit of frosting left in the end, but it'll also depend on how thick you want to make your frosting, to be honest, and you can also just freeze any frosting leftovers. I also actually ended up liking the look of the more freestyle frosted cupcakes better, so I just smudged over the pipe once again. The frosting does melt quickly though, especially when it's summer and super hot outside, so if you feel like they're getting too soft, just place them back into the fridge for some time in between decorating. Now for the peppero suns, I just poked 5 chocolate sticks into each cupcake like so and added a peach slice right next to it. Then I topped it off with a little caramel drizzle and repeated these steps for the other cakes as well. And then of course there's the secret ingredient number 1, but also this comment. I love the thought of it, so yeah, let's make these cakes holy and divine now. And here we are, Apollo's golden sun cupcakes, everyone. Guys, when I first test baked them, I just knew it was the right decision to make cupcakes instead of a whole cake. I don't know, something about them just makes me so excited. They're so beautifully cute. I just fell in love instantly basically, and I kind of think that's exactly the vibe that Apollo would give off. Instant harmony or even admiration, and energy that everyone just directly resonates with. And then, oh my god guys, the sun started to set and the lighting became absolutely magical. I mean, I just could not get over how these cupcakes looked in the sun. Literally golden hour, you guys. I died. And yeah, so that's it y'all. I hope you had fun watching the video. Thank you so much for watching, and now let's give taste testing me her little minute of spotlight in the not so pretty anymore post golden hour lighting. Yeah, so bye!